Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about the truth about gig work taxes. When most of us start thinking about taxes, the first thought is, how can I pay less? And for a lot of us, that question doesn't come from greed, it comes from exhaustion. You're working long hours, juggling multiple apps, and you're doing everything that you can to make sure the ship doesn't sink while you're sailing it. And when you're caught up in the day-to-day grind to keep things running, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture, the part where your gig work becomes your business. So if you ever felt like you're constantly playing catch up with the business side of your hustle, this one's going to be for you, because it's not just about paying less, it's about keeping more and building systems that work quietly in the background so you can focus on steering and not bailing water. Because once you start treating gig work like a business, it's not just a job. Everything changes. Stress, structure, the amount of money that actually stays in your pocket, all of it. So in this video, we are talking about the truth about gig work taxes, how it actually is during tax season, and the difference between the two mindsets we discussed, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market to market and case by case, so what applies to me in my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Why paying less isn't the goal. Every year you hear drivers brag about how they wrote everything off and they paid nothing in taxes. And the truth is that if your deductions are eating up 100% of your earnings, you're not really running your business efficiently, you're just surviving on paper. And that's the trap that a lot of gig workers end up falling into. They think being organized is the end goal. Having folders, spreadsheets, and logs is the illusion of progress, and organization on its own isn't success. It's alignment with your long-term goals. If your records aren't helping you making better financial decisions, like where you drive, what you invest in, how to plan for the next quarter or the next year, all you've done is built an archive of what you did, not a system that is going to propel you into a better future. And that's the shift right there. You don't track miles or save receipts just to get through tax season. You do it so you can understand your business on a much deeper level, build consistency for your systems and your business as a whole, and create breathing room to plan your next move, whatever that may be. The goal isn't simply to pay less, it's to operate smarter. Because once your numbers start working for you, that's when your time, effort, and energy start compounding into real progress. The hidden costs of disorganization. A lot of gig workers end up losing money not because they are lazy or they're careless, but because they're reactive. When you're constantly in keep it afloat mode, paperwork and documentation always end up at the bottom of your to-do list. Every forgotten mile, misplaced receipt, a 1099 you almost forgot to file quietly cuts into your take-home pay. And since the IRS can't count what you can't prove, disorganization becomes an expensive cost that just gets worse over time. And that's where automation becomes your best friend. Like with mileage tracking, you can use an app that logs every trip automatically, such as MileIQ, so you never lose miles that you actually drove. Keep your digital receipts and bank statements in a digital folder and not your glove box. Your bank records help your tax professional verify transactions and catch missed write-offs and make your deductions line up correctly. And then there's expense tracking, where you review your records monthly and not annually. And also ask your tax professional how often they want to see those records, if they prefer quarterly check-ins or if they just want everything organized at year's end. That answer is also going to depend on how your entity is structured, so make sure that's also taken into account. But either way, setting that expectation early keeps you both aligned and saves you from last-minute scrambling. These aren't administrative tasks, they're money protection habits. Every minute you spend reconstructing your year is time you could have spent earning. And that's what we call opportunity cost. Your mileage log is your pay raise. days. Mileage tracking isn't about paperwork. It's a record of how hard you've worked. Every mile you miss is a deduction you give away. Forget just 10 miles a day. 3,650 miles a year is about $2,300 in lost deductions. And when you're out hustling just to stay ahead, you can't afford to just throw money out the window like that. That's why automatic tracking isn't as optional as people make it out to be. MileIQ runs quietly in the background and creates reports for your tax professional that you can actually use when you file, claiming every dollar you've earned the right to keep. MileIQ also makes it easy to track miles automatically, classify your drives, name specific locations for bookkeeping purposes, track the miles of multiple vehicles, and send and download reports with just a tap. So if you want to learn more about how MileIQ works, the link to the website is going to be in the description. Feel free to check that out. The real advantage, a tax professional who gets it. Even if you have the most perfect and super organized logs, it doesn't really mean anything if the person doing your taxes doesn't understand gig work. A traditional CPA might charge you for every 1099 or classify your expenses incorrectly or overlook mileage entirely. That's not malice, they just don't live in your world. And that's why partnering with a tax professional who specializes in gig work changes everything. A tax professional that understands multi-apping, knows how to balance the overlapping income, and make sure your deductions are legit and maximized. Your mileage tracking is going to mean so much more when the right person handles your filing, and every report you export, every deduction you track, and every receipt you save actually works well for you. And that's where GigTax is here to help. GigTax was founded by Joseph Mayo, who is a seasonal gig worker with over 7,000 deliveries across 7 platforms since 2020. They understand the challenges of freelancers, rideshare drivers, couriers, and online sellers, and naturally just gig workers of all kinds. And their #1 online tax preparation service is designed to help you maximize your tax savings, as well as save you time, energy, and money. So enjoy exclusive discounts on tax preparation services, as well as a range of other benefits such as electronic and state filing, year-round direct access to tax pros and financial partners, their client app and portal, along with audit support. All of this is absolutely free and incredibly valued benefits when filing with GigTax. So if you're ready to keep more of what you earn, check out drivenwild.com/GigTax to book your strategy session and learn more about how GigTax can help you simplify and save on your taxes. Planning ahead is a write-off. Real success in gig work comes from planning, not panic. Set aside a percentage of every payout for taxes. Export your mileage reports monthly. Keep business and personal expenses and miles separate. Review your earnings quarterly, not yearly. Some gig platforms even offer optional tax withholding features within their payment processor, such as Wingspan would deliver that. But that removes your chance to earn interest on that money while you work. So instead, move a portion of each payout into a dedicated savings or tax account that accrues interest. That way, your taxes won't sneak up on you and your money keeps working while you do. If you ever need to pay for repairs in cash to get a discount from a local shop, record it. Cash transactions are easy to forget, but they still count. And every person's tax situation is different, so ask your tax professional how often they want you to send them updates. And be honest about how often you actually plan to. Your tax professional should be treated as part of your team, not just somebody that you answer to. Capitalize on your home office. If you use a dedicated desk or a workspace for any of your gig related work, or maybe you are actually listening to me and are developing some sort of long-term business goal, you may be able to qualify for a home office deduction, but only if it's used regularly and exclusively for business purposes. That means your kitchen table doesn't really count, but a designated desk or office space absolutely does. Even if the square footage of your desk can qualify, it's easily part of your workspace, which is why many self-employed individuals invest into larger L-shaped desks, or they have some sort of business model also that allows them to capitalize on more of their home office. If your office also supports multiple parts of your business, such as bookkeeping, video editing, storing work supplies, those functions can strengthen your case for a legitimate deduction. Track your workspace size, utilities, and usage consistently, and discuss these details with your tax professional to determine what's eligible. Being precise protects you from red flags and ensures you're claiming what you've rightfully earned without crossing lines. Final thoughts. If you ever felt like you're stuck managing the chaos of your business instead of building business structure, this is a reminder. You don't necessarily need more apps, you do need a better system. Gig work taxes aren't about paying less, they're about keeping more. Smart organization beats tax hacks every single time. If you build your system right, automatic mileage tracking, clean records, and a tax professional who understands your world, you're always going to come out ahead. So check out MileIQ and GigTax. Both of them are going to be in the description. So feel free to check both of those out. Your time is valuable, your miles are valuable, and your money deserves to stay in your pocket where it belongs. So simplify and save today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Check out my website, drivenwild.com, if you would like to learn more about some of the services and gig platforms we have talked about in the past and are offering the gig workers today. Also, if you want to stay on the cutting edge of what's happening in the gig economy today and be in the know of what most people are talking about, make sure to check out our new channel, the Gone Wild Live Clips and Podcast, where we take the live streams we hold on Thursdays at 9 p.m., cut them down to more digestible clips, and have them posted there. Also, check out my Patreon for more exclusive clips, full-length live stream replays, and other membership perks for self-employed individuals who want to grow and scale their business. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.
Don't need the stress, don't need the strife.